Take my skid steer and drive through it. All right, it's 9 o'clock. Would you please join me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Good morning.
Good morning.
Happy Monday. It's hard to believe the weekend's over.
We survived it.
I did entertain a motion to approve the minutes of Monday, June 29th, 2026 as written.
I'll move.
I'll second.
Thompson moved, Curry seconded.
Getting in there. Just running a little slow here.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes 5-0.
Got it.
Okay, miscellaneous motions. Have a motion to authorize and direct the chairman to sign the Coffee County payroll notice for Gracie Smith, county attorney, summer intern. Rehire, wage classification 5-2, wage $16.25, hours not to exceed 1,000, effective July 1st, 2026.
I'll make that motion. I second it.
Curry moved, Abdurrah seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Passes 5-0. And we have a motion to authorize and direct the chairman to sign the Coffee County payroll notice for Lincoln Wright, jail, corrections 1, new hire, full-time, subject to new hire IPP, wage classification 30-1, wage $20.26, effective July 2nd, 2026.
I'll move.
I'll second.
Thompson moved, and McCurry seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? That passes 5-0. That completes our miscellaneous motions. Our 9:05 appointment is Planning and Zoning Administrator Heidi Harris. We had 2027 budget questions for her, and kind of waiting for our county counselor.
Good morning.
One.
Do you have any update for us while we're waiting on?
I did update you on the comp plan. So we are currently going to be on chapter 12 what they're going to get. They got through 1 through 10, so that's good. 11 is very short and 12 is very short, I was told. So doing the extension was a good idea. We did on our part till December. I think we might be able to make that deadline. It's kind of looking that way.
How many total is there, remind me?
So we have, I believe there's 18 total. There's 15 regular chapters and then 3 appendices.
Okay.
That's what I'm recalling offhand.
Okay.
So, and then like I said, they range from, like there's our our energy chapter they call it. It's like 30 pages front and back. And then we have other chapters that are just like 10 pages. So like there's an introduction, population, housing, the stuff that normally you would know about your communities in the front, and then the back half of things that we have currently or that we could use to go and get grants with, like maybe water's talked about, so I mean that could help possibly with getting grants for that, things. And then there's the sustainability chapter that they're drafting. Haven't seen that one yet.
Okay.
Then it talks about transportation in the back, talks about physical impacts, and then it also talks about in the back the soils. So the soils, so that way it helps us like Carl's job for planning purposes. Maybe we don't want housing down in the Gallup Valley or whatever kind of thing.
Anyway,
And then I'm still trying to get the subdivision plat going, so within the next couple of weeks, hopefully we'll have that. I can put to a meeting planning board next month, so we can keep on our schedule for September. That's all I have to say.
Okay.
okay.
You talked with Heidi before, right?
Yes.
So, an executive session for 10 minutes?
Yeah, I think some of what needs to be discussed is specific to her job performance. The numbers, when that, you figure out what you're gonna do with that, obviously, is public, and I think there's some specifics regarding Heidi that you don't want to talk about in the open.
Okay, so 10 minutes for
Non-elected personnel.
elected personnel, job performance.
Correct.
Just getting the motion up for us here.
Statute 754319. Is it B1, Wade?
B1.
That's pretty much it. Finished putting it up.
Okay. Okay, I would entertain a motion to enter into executive session for 10 minutes to include each of the commissioners, County Councilor Wade Bowie II, and Heidi Harris to discuss personnel matters of non-elected personnel regarding job performance under KSA 75-4319B1 to resume in the commission chambers at 9:18.
So moved. Second.
Okay, Abdroff moved, Curry seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes 5-0.
You're going 10 minutes?
Yes, we'll be back at 9:18.
Curry seconded.
Yes. We're back. No action taken following that executive session. Do you have anything else for us?
Did you have any other questions on my budget while I'm here, so I can answer today?
I do not. Anybody else?
Let me know if you have any changes so I can get them submitted to help you guys get that going. Thank you for your time.
Thanks for coming, everybody.
Yep.
Okay. 9:20 appointment, Sheriff Tom Johnson, 2027 budget questions.
I didn't get yours updated yet. I got pictures and plots. But then we can do it. Just the questions that you have.
I gotta find the right tabs.
60? Nope. 27?
27 is sheriff. 60 is the department.
Jail's 20. I want to start off with the jail, if you don't mind. Just a few updates on what's going on there, how you are on the federal inmate situation, and then I know you just recently changed over to the food service, how that's going, or is that gonna be cost effective for you?
So, yeah, we're saving, I think $40,000, $40,000 with Bismarck. No questions, no problems whatsoever. They're handling all that well. Still our inmates, we have our first inmate we got 2 weeks ago. So that's just the start of what's to come, but it's up and running, no problems with that either.
How many inmates you got?
Well, it varies, I suppose,
Well,
probably,
right today, how many you got in there?
I don't know, I didn't call down and ask, 25.
25. Well, when you presented this meal thing to us, it was gonna be $3.14 a meal.
Okay.
And then we just signed a voucher on it, and it was like $7. But you presented it to us on that. I've got notes from when we met. And we thought it was gonna be like $700,000 worth of savings, and that'd been at capacity.
Okay.
And then the budget's showing that we're not even anywhere near that kind of money.
Not yet. Once
Do you see what I'm talking about?
I do understand what you're saying, absolutely. Once you, meet your capacity, the
Right.
rate of the meal is gonna go down.
Right, on that, but we were shared as a group that it was gonna be $3.14, that was the big kicker on it, and we're gonna save all this money, but we're not getting that done. And you're saying now we just took 2 federal inmates in?
Correct?
So you're saying we would save that much if we're at capacity?
The more people you have, the cheaper the rate is.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just the way they're bid, that's the way all these businesses, things like that, that's what they're gonna bid.
Okay.
And I also had a question on, just trying to understand this from 2026, you had 2 line items here in the budget. There was 0 in 2026 for inmate medical, I assume it's contingency or something. And then in 2027, it's $130,000, and there's another line, inmate medicine comp, it's $38,100. I was just trying to understand.
So the inmate medical contractual,
It's contractual,
it is
okay,
contractual,
okay.
so all of these that are 200s that are here listed, all add up to your contractual total under the 2027, the 495. That medical contractual, would be Coffee County Hospital, and we asked the clerk's office just to create a line item so we could utilize specifically for what it would cost. So on the left, you can see on the very left, there's no 2 zeros before that number. Those are line items that were not utilized, so it's something that we've asked them to adjust. They basically create a new line item, and it's just showing where that amount comes up from, so you guys know where it's going.
Where did it come from previously?
Contractual,
Just contractual?
yeah.
Okay.
And then the 38, the one that's 38, that would be Auburn Pharmacy. And again, those were just line items that were not utilized last year that are now being shown. It's for transparency purposes, just so you know where the money is.
And I think basically the difference in the budget was like 3.2%, which is essentially your salaries, I would imagine.
Yeah, it was very little on both.
Does anybody else have any questions on jail?
So, to be fully, so how many inmates total can you hold?
92.
I'm sorry.
92.
Oh, okay. And that includes the federal side of it?
30 is the max we have in the federal side.
Federal side?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Due to our bond issue, yeah.
Right.
So at 92, how many do you typically keep? Say if you were full, how many would be your cushion?
So we wouldn't probably want over 85, 80, probably 80, 85, somewhere around there to be our max. That way we have, Coffee County has bed space for whatever happens.
Right, that was my question, is,
80 or
you have a
85,
brawl or
80 or
something.
85 is what those numbers were all set at 6 years ago when Goldberg started this. That's probably our max that we want to keep in here anytime is 80 or 85.
Uh-huh,
So that'd leave us, 10 beds, give or take,
yeah,
to have.
okay, thank you.
Yep.
As far as your staff, sheriff, jail, everything, I mean, how many vacancies do you have? Are you pretty much full, or?
I think we're either we're in the process of somebody's at the academy getting ready to graduate here in a few weeks, or
I think we have deputy.
yeah, we have a deputy SRO position that's still open. Other than that, we're full.
But honestly, compared to like what we see on the personnel side on the jail, more than likely that it's gonna be less than that, because we're not, Benchmark is now taking care of the cook positions. So whereas we submitted our CP2s or CP5 showing, cook positions on there,
3 of those.
we won't have that this year, so more than
Right.
likely it's gonna be
So how many total people do you have in the jail employed?
20.
20.
There was 20.
20 in the jail. No, I'm jumping a little bit. How many do you have total with dispatch and with the sheriff's department?
Goodness, 40 something, I think.
Yeah, 40.
I want to say there was around 42.
Yeah.
I don't know if that, I'm just saying somewhere around there. If I can see a copy, I could add them on.
Yeah. 42 in the sheriff and dispatch part.
Yes.
Not including the other 20, right?
Correct.
No,
Okay, thank you.
I think there's roughly 70 something total.
Okay.
With the lake and everybody.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
that's with the lake included.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did not highlight this one. I had a question about fuel expense. I mean, didn't we see it located in 2 different places?
I had 3 different places.
3 different places?
On the jail, or on the sheriff's side.
Right on the
For
sheriff.
sheriff or jail?
Sheriff.
Okay.
I have 2, I'm sorry, not 2. You got a
Have what?
145,000, 25,000.
We were very close to being over that this past year, so it did increase on that side. The rate, with it being what it is right now, it was just an estimate. The contractual side, again, the fuel expense on the contractual for 25,000, that's just a line item that was not utilized last year, and that would be like the contractual gas we're getting fuel from the county.
So that's why you have 2 different amounts for fuel.
One would be, for fuel expense, that the contractual amount that we know what the rate is, because you guys can contract that through the highway.
But part of that raise too was, I told Randy right before, the budgets were put in, here's what's going on, fuel keeps rising, we don't know what's going on overseas, and Randy got in a problem with that when fuel went up to $5 a gallon. And so I said, you need to raise this fuel expense, because I don't want to go over like Randy did. You don't have to come up here and say, hey, I'm over budget. So part of that is my asking her to raise some of that.
Well, I guess mine was when she answered it, why you had 2 different line items on it.
Yeah, because there's a contractual line item,
Yeah.
we just want, like, again, transparency purposes, that's just
Okay.
showing where it would be.
And so if fuel goes down, obviously the budget you're covering yourself, for that fuel
For that
increase possible.
increase that possibly comes
Just
up,
because
right,
you don't
because
know
of what's
what it
going
is.
on,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So that line item for fuel, that 145,000, is that like where you use the credit cards out of different?
Well, no, that would be just anywhere
Anywhere.
other than when they're getting it down at the county
Right.
shop.
Right.
Yes. So,
One I had, and Tom, you and I talked about it, last year you didn't have a line on it for employee physicals, this year you got 1,000 on it. We talked about asking, Coffee County Hospital when they're here, could they conduct those for us? Did you ever check into that?
They did,
And,
they say they don't like doing that here. They want us to go to the hospital to do that. We can now, I don't know, I'm sure what Kenny's talked to you, we can do all of the drug testing here now. They've agreed to let us do that here, but we're still gonna have to send them to the hospital, to the clinic to get physical stuff. So we're saving about $68 a pop being able to do our UAs here, not at the same day.
Yeah.
That's what no matter what, it's $68.
I just thought with them being contracted, it'd be so much sense to be able to do that with our medical facilities that you have down there. It's like a mini emergency room. They should be able to do them there.
I understand, sir.
Is that by choice? They don't wanna do it there, they want us to pay for it, or
Again, I think that's just administration doesn't want them to do that here, they want it done to,
administration is Stacy?
yes, sir.
About, on medical supplies, we had 0 budgeted this year, and it was like 7,000 for 2027. What falls under medical supplies on that? I mean,
Anything that they don't provide in, whether it be a bandage, whether it be ice pack, whether it be gauze pads, whatever that we need here for the basic, medical supplies, that's just for us.
and we were talking about, the AED battery replacements and all of that for 27.
I was wondering if it also had something to do with like, patrol kits or Narcan.
On the sheriff's office side, yes, it's something that you have to, I think it's 3 years.
It was 5, now it's 10. They just passed July 1st, law that in Kansas that says if you have Narcan, it's now lasting 10 years once you get it. So before we were having to constantly purchase it, and thank goodness for Amelia, she's able to get some things for us at cost. But some of that includes, we have Narcan in every one of our AEDs here in the building. So if you open up an AED box, there's Narcan there.
The pads for the AED.
Pads for the AEDs, all that stuff. We've been lucky, knock on wood. We've been able to save a couple of lives with our AEDs that deputies have carried. And of course, then you gotta replace pads and everything else on them, so.
So shelf life on Narcan has increased to?
That's now 10 years.
10
State of
years.
Kansas and medical facilities have said 10 years. So that's a big savings for us not having to do that every few years for Narcan.
And this is relatively minor, but extradition costs went from 5,000 to 20,000.
Correct.
What's driving that?
Well, again, that's a line item now that we want to put in so we could track that. But, so for example, we've had somebody in California, Texas, wherever. It's cheaper for me to call a transport company, one in Emporia, and we call them, they give us an estimate of what it is, and they'll go get them and bring them back to us. Instead of me paying 2 deputies to drive down, and fuel expense, and vehicle expense, and then their wages and food and everything else. That is just based on extradition of our inmates. That's not federal inmates, that's our people that we have warrants on, that have court, and that's for money for us to go get them. Again, trying to be transparent and put that out someplace, so people know what it's gonna cost us to go get somebody. And again, we hope that part of that restitution on that crime is to get reimbursed to the county those extradition costs.
That does get added in the courtroom as a cost associated with the case, but just because it gets added doesn't mean it gets paid.
Doesn't mean you're gonna get it.
You're talking about restitution.
Yeah. $5 a month, you know, for the next 20 years.
And collect it, everything.
Yes, sir.
That being said, I can attest to that because I had some guns stolen several years ago, and part of the deal was for restitution, and I did get payment for those guns.
Yeah.
It took 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
so it does work. It just works at a real slow pace.
Correct.
Saying your registration and meeting expenses in the sheriff's budget went from 11,000 to 20,000. Are there additional meetings or conferences you're planning to go to, or?
I'll give you a good one that's just recently here. So some of our investigative equipment, let's say the last one we went to is a thumb tool that we can dump your phone, see what's on your phone, all that for criminal purposes. The training for that was $8,000. And you can do that online, this program you could. But still, we're paying $8,000 for one 4-day training. And so, with the cost of everything going up in the digital world, we just upped that budget to make sure that we had plenty of money in there to do what needed to be done to get people certified. In today's world, if it's not certified when you walk into court, you can't testify to it. We want to make sure that we give all the citizens of Cobb County the best training we can. And this is, it may not be the best, but you have to have it to be able to operate this system. So whether we think it's the best or not, you have to have it.
Tom, Angie, on that software, for example, that's not totally absorbed through the county citizens because the software itself was paid for through diversion funds.
Yeah.
Which was, what, $13,000 or $15,000?
Yes. And we're lucky to be able to talk to Wade about that. He uses it, it's valuable to him just as it is to us, you know, just in a different, you know, scenario. And so Wade has been very, very gracious and to help us pay for some of this software and equipment.
And then to even further absorb some of the costs, there's an arrangement made with adjacent or surrounding counties to help pay for a portion to be able to come and use that here. So trying to come up with different ways to make it beneficial for the law enforcement community, Coffee County and adjacent.
Try to save some money.
as well.
You know, try to put money back in their account. So we write MOUs with other agencies, so they don't have the ability to buy this, for example. But for them to use it, then we ask them to pay us, like, let's say $2,500. So when I get 5 or 6 counties surrounding us to sign an MOU, they still gotta bring their equipment over, and we have to download it for them or dump it. Or, we've been lucky, let's say, for example, Anderson County. Anderson County will send one of their guys to the same training. So they're certified to use it, and then they can come over, they're in our evidence lab, and they can do stuff up there. It's our equipment, but they're able to use it. So that's how we're trying to recoup some of that money, is get some other counties to be able to get somebody certified to use it.
How many vehicles do you guys have as deputies, sheriff's vehicles?
Well, there's 16, and there's 16 deputies total, 17
vehicles.
counting process service, the two vehicles that they're using for the transport for the courtroom security, somewhere around there.
That would be for deputies only. I believe there would be roughly around 17. Then we would have the 2 court security vehicles. There's
One for lake. There's a truck for lake.
Well, I'm sure that one would be on the lake, budget.
Yeah, it is.
But they rotate.
Well, what one asking on here, I look at, and I know that's a lot of vehicles and it costs a lot on repairs, but you got repairs and maintenance, and I'd say the other part of it's vehicle repairs and maintenance, two different line items. That's $47,000. Then you got $78,000 for tires and parts, and another $285,000 for vehicles.
Okay, which one are you specifically referring to first?
Okay, we're talking repairs and maintenance, then you got vehicle repairs and maintenance.
Okay, so the repairs and maintenance, 294, is that the one that you're looking at? That's the line
There's a
item?
294, I got a hold through part of it. And then the one of the above that would be, 5284.
Repairs and maintenance, the 5284 would just be specific to anything to do with the building. Repairs, maintenance of
It says vehicle repairs and maintenance on mine.
294?
I've got a hole punched through
Yeah, the one for 40,000?
40,000, yes.
That's vehicle repairs and maintenance?
Correct.
And then the 281 or 284, that's repairs maintenance?
That covers buildings.
Buildings, but then we've got, this says repairs and maintenance, 5284. Is that it, Christian?
284,
Okay, that's for the building.
Yeah, that would be anything to do with other than vehicles. The vehicles, they're trying to kind of point out where we're, specifying what type of maintenance it is. And then on the capital outlay, where you're seeing the 285, that would be for our replacement vehicles for that year.
For that year.
What kind of a vehicle rotation do you use?
Every 4 years.
Every 4 years?
Yep. Minimum every 4 years. Dog handlers, I make them do it 5.
Is that just for the deputies, what the vehicles they drive, or you do it for all vehicles?
No, every deputy has to drive at least 4 years.
Yeah.
That's a 4-year rotation. But let's say that, for example, like my truck, I bought it used from Allen County.
Yeah.
It'll last me the rest of my career, however, because I'm not gonna put, any miles on it. But, let's say transport vehicles, let's say that the Corbin Security, they're doing almost all of our transports. Those miles may be, higher, but they're highway miles. It's not like they're driving down gravel roads every day, driving, 100 miles an hour. So those vehicles may last longer. We'll just have to see where that goes.
Okay.
So for the deputy vehicles that are 4 years old, what kind of miles do they typically have on them now?
150,000.
So I wonder how many they clocked in a year.
Yeah, by the time you get there, and that's not idle time.
I was gonna say they get a huge amount of hours
But that's,
run
yeah.
time on the engine.
So we start looking at them, which we look every year, so we know what we're gonna be doing the following year.
Right.
And if they're getting close to that 100,000 miles, then what we do is, again, we may get rid of the older vehicles, we may have to switch somebody for a year or so.
Mhm.
But not to knock on wood too, we've got rid of those Dodges that were blowing up every 6 weeks,
Right.
But some of that money in there, like we talked about, just for repairs, is we've had to replace transmissions, we've had to replace engines, because I can't afford to go buy another vehicle, and put on the road. So you just, unfortunately, you replace engines and you replace radiators and everything else, to fix those, because you can't afford to go buy a new one.
Well,
Today's world, try to go buy a vehicle for less than $60,000. So 6 times 4 is 24. There's $240,000, and that's not counting the de-install, what we call, and then tearing out old equipment, putting our new stuff in, and by the time you do that, you're at $285,000,
Yeah,
and there's no room to play there. That's being very careful about what we have, because you just can't do that. You can't buy any vehicle that's law enforcement rated for 60. Go try to buy a truck or a car. I mean, you guys know that. You do that. It's unbelievable. I about had a heart attack when I came into this office and realized what, we're paying for cars and vehicles. It's outrageous, but you can't get around it. You gotta do it.
Tom, I don't want you taking it as personal. I just looked at these numbers and I'm blown away. But knowing the number of employees you have, the number of vehicles that you have, it kind of starts to come together. One of the concerns I do have is a $250,000 increase in your budget.
I don't know if there was that. Was there?
249,000.
Yeah. Yeah, 249,000.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's $250,000.
Yes, sir, it is.
That's an awful lot.
It is.
Well, I hope you have better luck with the other brands than what you had with the Dodge, but all these new vehicles are
They
not.
just were not set up for, I mean, and everybody, highway patrol, other sheriff's police departments, just, they were not built for what they were
Well,
set to do.
even for the public, I mean, everybody, you know.
You can't drive down the road and push on the gas and blow radiator hoses off and expect to be able to keep those going. I mean, we were having that all the time.
Yeah.
Monthly, there was one of these Dodges that was doing that, blow radiator fluid, they replace you're shut down, you got it towed in, you know.
Right.
Just weren't made for the extremes, I guess.
Right.
But I've got rid of them. I've got rid of them.
You don't have any more Dodges?
I have, yeah, we have some cars, and they don't have that problem. It's those Durangos is the ones that we had all the problems with. Transmissions went out of them, wheel bearings went out of them. These engine problems were constant.
Chevrolet's had their Roche engine problems, and Ford's had they're doing a recall now,
Yep.
and
You're gonna make me trade.
Tom, you still have,
transmission went on my Ford.
you still have 3 of those Durangos sitting down at the annex?
Yeah.
I think there's 3, yeah.
Are those operable?
Yes, we've had somebody in one, because when a vehicle breaks down or it goes in for service, yeah, they have them, yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if those was like trade-ins or what.
They are, they'll either go to county auction, or they'll go out north, if you want me to take them out north, or we'll sell them online again, whatever you want to do. So I heard that some of you weren't happy about us doing the online sale. If you want me to take them out north, I'll take them out north. If you want to put them in the county auction, I'll do that. We made,
Well, I don't think, my question was what we're gonna do with them, I just asked what they were used for.
I understand, I'm just saying though, we made a lot of money doing it online. We sold some of those vehicles for $4,000 or $5,000 that we wouldn't have got $1,000 from.
On trade.
Here, yeah.
Yeah.
The online auction was a very good moneymaker for us, but
Right.
if you don't want me to sell them on auction, I'll take them out to the, consignment auction out north, or I'll put them in the county auction, I don't care.
Well, the only advantage he's got now that he hadn't had, or that auction hasn't had years back, is he's online also,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
with equipment facts and.
yeah, so like I said, I don't care where we
Pretty good
take them.
coverage there, you
Yeah.
know. Just not the same as it was, I guess, is
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say, when we had previously used to have the sale at the county barn.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
No, if that's where you want me to take them, I'll take them, I don't care where they go.
What's the $72,330 for equipment expense? 5430.
All those, so anything that you're seeing in the 400s is what's listed on the second page of our budget request. The 2027 budget request on the second page, it's the future capital expenditures, it's all listed out showing what it's for. The first one for 27. It'll say dispatch chairs, patrol vehicles, AEDs, brakes, guardian, helmets. So any of those 54s are gonna be listed out, showing exactly what we're buying with it.
So that's 64,000 for computer hardware, that's Motorola?
Yeah, Motorola, yes,
Spellman Motorola.
Is that radio stuff, or is it?
console, yeah, anything to do with our
And-
console radios.
Yeah, so you got that budgeted year after year, so it's
Yes,
just
sir.
like a
Yeah,
rotation.
we know what it's gonna cost us for their maintenance agreements and for upgrades, yeah, they tell us that ahead of time.
Got extra maintenance agreements.
Yes, sir, some of that goes into maintenance.
Yeah.
And I know that we're working with Amber on those. I know Scott's been in touch with Amber on those to make sure that wherever it's coming out of is all budgeted for. There could be some expense. I can't remember how much our budget ended up giving back to the county, but it was a significant amount last year.
Any other questions? Appreciate the detailed information, just answering the question.
Yeah, Angie's the know, so.
Well, I know that the extra line items you added probably called for some questions, but they're more explanatory.
Yeah,
I don't think there's
you know
anything
how
wrong
the
with
system
that,
works,
so,
like,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
you know, and Angie may have been able to explain some of that, you know, if you ask her, because when I started going through this, Angie said, "Now, look at those 00 numbers, those are different, those are new line item, you know, that Angie wanted us to put in, so,
Right.
so what she asked us to do, Angie has done, it just makes it look skewed, I guess, when you come through and try to look at it now, what it was.
They updated us with a new line item form last month.
I just got one on, I mean, this hasn't anything to do with the budget, but like on your federal inmates, you've got two, so the process has started. Does it look more promising now that you've got the process started?
So, again, there's questions every time something comes in.
Sure.
Let's say, for example, the first guy we brought in had been in the system for over a year. And so we get here, and of course, they don't give us a medical right off the bat. And federal law says that if I bring somebody into this facility, a federal inmate, they have to be TB tested, have to be TB free. And so we get them here, and I'm looking through all the paperwork, and I said, where's the TB at? Do we need to provide it? And we talked to the hospital and told them that may have to happen for somebody that's brought in here. Of course, we made a phone call, they called back, no, that's done, you know, he's been here 368 days, but we didn't show that. So then we asked, okay, by the way, then who do we bill for that, you know, if that comes up?
Sure.
So we're learning every time something else comes up, but we didn't even get our final paperwork back from the feds. They told us that we got approved for the first one, we got approved for the second, there was supposed to be a third, and that had been sent to DC. The second system goes through Chicago, and then from Chicago it goes to DC. And so we're waiting on this final okay, and U.S. Marshals called and said, hey, you're approved, we got notification from DC, we got people waiting. Can you come get them? So the next day, well, you betcha, we'll be up there.
So the process has started, and so.
The process has started, they're just now saying, we got one for you, come get them. Yeah, we got another one for you, whatever, so now we're in the go phase now of trying to get people in here, just let them call and say, we got another one for you, so. Slowly but surely, it started, we got people in here, so.
Is it gonna get to the point that you're gonna be able to make the bond payments from what you gained from them?
Todd, I sure as hell hope so.
That's what it was sold on.
Oh, buddy, I know that.
Lots of questions about
I
it.
understand that completely. So like I said, we didn't expect it to be a year to get through this process, you know, and it's taken us almost exactly a year, so. You know, again, federal government's here to help, you know. So that's all we're waiting on is just people call us and
Of course,
say,
they're not gonna be here to helping us, and we have to make a $1 million payment on that, and if we go with your budget of $250,000, it's gonna be us, Coffee County.
I understand that completely. I'm very happy with where I'm at. It's less than 6% or 6% across the board. You know, last year I think I was at whatever it was, and you said, hey, we'd like to have it down. We've scraped to make this. We haven't done anything here extraordinary, extravagant.
Our increase between the year prior, sorry, was right around 950,000. I mean, we've done the best we can. Like I said, we're able to give back almost every year a significant amount. I believe last year, because we didn't have, you know, the inmates coming in, I think it was right around 850,000 that our department gave back because it wasn't used. So we budget for it, but then again, at the end.
If you don't use it.
Yeah.
And we don't use it, you get it back, so.
Appreciate it.
Okay.
Appreciate all the
Sounds like you're on top of
explanation.
it. Thank you.
Yeah, Angie does a good job, so we try to Yeah, like I said, we're not trying to hide anything anywhere, so, it's not being moved around, it's just putting on different line items than you wanted, so. Anything else?
I believe that's it.
Good.
Okay, I'd like to say that, next time, somebody needs to be bringing breakfast, okay, so, I think we assign somebody to bring it, so. Are you gonna do it next time?
Good answer, sure.
Yes.
Any other
Thank you.
questions?
Yeah, call us
Thank
if
you
you
very
need.
much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, have a good day. What's next? We got Randall up next for the fire. Yes, we do. What number is that one? 62.
62. How are you?
Good. Thank you. I think we just thought we'd have you come in early rather than wait till well, I mean, you'll have to come in for the budget hearing still, but at least give us some kind of an explanation of
More than happy to come in wherever you need.
where you're at in your budget process and you do have an increase for 2027, I guess. Just give us some explanation of where those increases are coming from.
So, yeah, I think we right around at 8%. A lot of it, we got, under maintenance, we increased, for example, fire extinguisher service, pest control stuff, workers' comp insurance, employee insurance is all going up. Payroll fees. Transportation and travel. Some of the equipment. Apparatus repairs, other repairs. And we put, looks like around 10,000 back in the capital outlay budget. Equipment repairs and so forth. We have right around 52 pieces of apparatus throughout the county, and a lot of those are 10, 15, up to 20 years old. So it does take some pretty good costs keeping them up to date. We did move, I don't know if you noticed, radios. We moved some money out of that since the county's been buying the radios the last few years and everything. So we moved money out of that into back up to turnout, basically turnouts. Our turnout gear, basically just the main turnouts, coats, pants, helmet. We're looking at $3,500 per person for that. So we do spend several $1,000s on turnouts and stuff. Basically, just because the turnout looks like there's no holes or anything like that, NFPA states turnouts will not be used that are over 10 years old. Which really, pardon my language, but sucks for a volunteer fire department that, you know, they don't necessarily get used every day, but
So you're restricted that they can't be over that.
we should follow NFPA recommendations.
Yeah.
If somebody gets hurt wearing a pair of them and they're over 10 years old, we're gonna pay.
Sure.
How many volunteers do you have?
We're setting between 115 and 120 right now. We can always use more. We're getting quite a few. They're up in age. But we need some younger ones coming in and.
Thanks, Randall.
And, we need some younger ones.
Yeah, we do
coming
need
in.
young ones.
But no, it's getting more NFPA putting out their rules and guidelines on, they're trying to even put guidelines on how long you can keep your equipment, but I don't see them getting a lot done there, forcing everybody that their equipment can only be such an age. Looking down the pipe, we still have some of our SCBA's that we're gonna upgrade. We did that, last fall. We upgraded station 6 and 7, which is around $250,000. We still need to do, Gridley and Leroy's. It'll be around $250,000, depends on how much more they go up this year and next. Basically the units we have, they're gonna no longer have parts available for them. Kinda like our radio stuff, you know, they go so long and keep parts for them and stuff. One benefit about upgrading them, our old units are what they call 2240 pressure. They'll last 15 to 20 minutes going, depending on how big a old boy you got and how hard they're working. They'll last 15, 20 minutes. The new ones, they're 4500 pressure. They'll last 30 to 40 minutes, depending on how vigorous they're having to work. So you can get in there and get a lot more done before you gotta come out. So that is a benefit. More safety items on the pack itself. We did upgrade our air compressors to 2 air compressors that fill the SCBA packs. They're not so cheap. That was $93,615 for 2 new air pack compressors. Our last ones were right around, the one in Burlington was 18 years old, and the one in Lebo, I couldn't even find paperwork how old it was. They were still passing tests, but they weren't working efficient either, so.
So those are just filled with just air?
Yeah.
That's what's pumped in there?
They're a 3-stage compressor, you know, to build up to that higher pressure.
Right.
And put new bottles in with them and everything. We do have one truck that in Lebo, their heavy rescue truck has Cascade system on it. We did make sure it was all set up when we bought it. She's probably been 3 to 4 years now.
To fill them on there, you mean?
That truck can come around if we have a big enough incident. They can bring that truck down and fill bottles on scene.
I see.
And
Okay.
their compressor, before they would come to Burlington to fill those bottles. Now their compressor's big enough, it can fill the truck
I see.
and keep it up to date. So there's 3 Cascade bottles on that truck.
Just curiosity, so when you fill them, is that air kind of hot then after you compress it?
Yes, you have to fill them very slow,
Yeah.
just like the little packs. If you fill it too fast, the tank gets pretty darn warm.
Yeah, I mean, just, you know,
The
just
more
like-
heat you put on them, you know, that's wear and tear on the bottles.
Yeah, I just meant as far as being able to use it,
Yeah.
if somebody fill it, that would be hot, I would think.
Anything else I can?
Anybody have any questions for Randall? No, appreciate you coming in and giving us an update or explanation.
Quite welcome. Like I said, anytime you have any questions, feel free to holler and I'll get my fill up here and see what I can do.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
sir.
Thanks for
Thank you.
coming in.
need a break, we'll pound a couple more of these out real quick.
I'm good so far.
Okay. O'Brien, I have you come up real quick. All right.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
A couple out for the weekend, had one, Saturday just for some down signage. Didn't have much from the storms. You know, Hartford sounded like they had some wind damage down there. Pictures I saw, I expected to have some tree call-outs, but didn't that I know of, so. There's a motion here. This is to award the tire bid for assorted tires. I think we received 4 bids on the tires, and Bar Tire got 5 of the items, and then Selly's Auto got 1 of the items.
Okay, I would entertain a motion to find the bid for assorted tires on July 1, 2026. Parcels 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 be awarded to Bar Tire Incorporated, Burlington, Kansas, and parcel 6 be awarded to Sully's Auto, Lebo, Kansas. These bids awarded as the best bids and to purchase same for parcels 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for the sum total of $29,060 to Bar Tire Incorporated, and parcel 6 for the sum total of $3,582.08 to Sully's Auto. Funds to be paid from the Road and Bridge Fund.
I'll move.
Second.
Thompson moved, Barker seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Passes 5-0.
Alright, thanks. The intersections down in Leroy, they're supposed to be starting on this week. And the one with the co-op there, and then Shetland. Originally the intersection at Shetland, we were just working on the north side of 58. Also would like to add in the south side of that, just looking at it. Here's just a couple pictures. That's how it's alligatored out and falling apart. Estimating about another 140 tons of asphalt on the south side of that, and that's kind of going into that machining company down there. But while we have them right there, it just makes sense to go ahead and fix that up. So roughly around $25,000 probably to fix that side of the intersection.
It's not gonna get better, looks like.
No,
it's that condition.
and like I say, while they're there and mobilized there, we'll get that dug out and get some asphalt put back in there. Roughly going back about 60 foot, off of 58.
A lot of traffic there.
There is, so that'll be a change order coming at some point also if we have the exact numbers. Sit on that. So, had a question this weekend, about one of our projects out at 8th and Contour, comment. So just, kind of an update on that. The project's a mile of ditching out there and putting a fill on probably about a quarter-mile of road. We started about 2 months ago. Started that project. We had a quarter-mile of this road that we have has been shut down. The weather, rain has just, you guys know the amounts of rain that we've had, especially in June. I think that area they had around 8 inches just in that area, so it's created some issues for us. We did get a good weekend there last week and got a lot done, so we're about done on 8th Road. Just got some finishing up to do there and a couple entrances, and then we're ditching going south of that intersection for a quarter-mile. That fill will also go on the road, so a week of good weather, we'll have that project done.
Well, Ryan, I was by there this weekend, and the road's totally passable.
Oh,
and several weeks ago, I saw, a comment was made, some of these comments about the Amish people. There was buggies coming in and out of there.
They're going through. Now, people will call and ask me, and I was like, it's posted not to go through there. somebody chooses to go through, I mean, they're making the choice to go around them signs, so if something would happen, but yeah, I mean,
I have that in
sure, yeah, and I always encourage people,
Well,
I mean,
I'll get it too.
if there's questions on stuff like that, I mean, I know it looked like we were just taking a few trees out and like a little bit of rock and that would have been good to go, but there was a lot more work to do there, and stuff, so it's just,
Well, and our roads are a hell of a lot better than Greenwood County.
sure, but please, I mean, if anybody's got questions on that, I mean, I said it before, I'll say it again, I mean,
Well, and the comment was 2 years instead of 2 months. That was the comment in the post, so.
He stretched it a little bit.
He can be there.
yeah, I mean, if we'd have known we were gonna have 14 inches of rain the last 60 days, we would not have started doing that project like that,
Yeah.
but, you know, hopefully, I mean, I think they had maybe around an inch of rain down there, Saturday, so hopefully we should be rolling this afternoon.
Yeah.
Get that buttoned up and get it finished up and,
So you got it looking good down there by the low water bridge. You couldn't, the landowner wasn't willing to take anything else out there? on the side?
we were able to trim up there, but as far as removal, I mean, we're in favor of that, and so we just kinda we did some work through there, did some
I
work.
understand, and now all you can do is the right of way, but it's just gonna require constant battle in the
Yeah.
back. It would've been nice if it could've been cleaned up.
Yeah.
but I understand, that's all you can do.
Okay.
Is there anything we can do there on, 12th, where the bridge was hit, maybe peeling back some of that metal and maybe tacking something up there?
Yeah, so we're,
Getting the batteries out of there, they're not working and stuff.
the 12th, we're out here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're actually getting ready, designing for the guardrail project out there to
Okay.
update that. There'll be some slope work. I believe the bridge just west of there, a quarter mile or half mile, we did a couple of years ago, so we'd be looking at the similar
Okay.
approaches.
What's like on it then?
Yeah, that's like on that.
You got more going on. I was just thinking about hacking that piece of metal off and tacking something up there until you get
Yeah.
new metal.
And we can, I mean, it's just, that stuff's more of a visual than anything. But yeah, no, we'll look at doing some good up-to-date guardrail out there and, that's really all I had. You guys have anything else? Dry stretch of weather, we'll take that.
Yeah.
Out there.
I
Couple
think so,
days,
too.
I see Wednesday night and Sunday, they're talking a few more chances of rain, so. I don't know, it's getting old. But small rains periodically would be fine.
It is, it would be.
So, all right,
All right,
I
thank you.
appreciate it, thank you.
Thanks, Ryan. Amelia. Good job.
Good evening.
Good morning.
How are you guys?
Good, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing well. Okay, so with the start of our new grant season, started July 1st. They are updating some of our contracts just because some of the requirements have changed. For the ones that I'm discussing today is our MCH, so that's the Maternal Child Health Grant. That one we receive a total of $9,362 for, and then that also has a 40% match. We use that for salaries along with our breastfeeding support kit, our pumping support kit, and then also some miscellaneous items for our Safe Sleep Community Baby Showers that we host once a year, and then other office supplies to perform services within our department. So the updates for these contracts, they are now going to begin taking money if we don't report on time, which we have not had that issue since I've been on board. I don't know about previously. So if we don't meet our quarterly grant reporting deadline, they will just decrease a certain percent of our grant. And then it also in the contract states how they will pay us out and what percentages they'll pay us out per quarter. And then they also updated real-time client demographics and service encounter data. So now that we've gone electronic, previously we've always had this paper-based, but now that we've gone electronic, it's easier for tracking on when we receive those patient demographics. Do you guys have any questions on any of this? On bullet point 15, it says a statement about multi-county grants. With the subcontractors, we currently are not a multi-county. We manage our MCH grants through our health department, and we don't have any others that report to us, or we don't report to any other health department on the funds that we receive. If you guys don't have any questions on the MCH one, I can skip on over to the immunization action plan one.
You
Or
want
do
us
you need
to
separate
go ahead and
it?
pass a motion on that, to approve that contract?
And it'll take about 4 weeks for me to get the final from Secretary Stanek, because it does take her a little bit to go through all of these.
Okay. And we can approve the attachment, contract attachment, right? Or what's in front of us? Okay. I'd entertain a motion to approve contract attachment number 17, maternal and child health program between KDHE and Coffee County Health Department dated July 1, 2026.
I'll move.
I'll second. Furry move, Peterson second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
They opposed? Passes 5-0. Okay.
All right, so the next one is our immunization action plan contract. So this one we don't get very much for, but it is used just for salaries, and that is $3,375. And so this is for all of our immunizations that it covers a portion of the salary for all of the immunizations that we administer through the health department. With this one, they also updated it with the penalty if we don't report in time as well. And then with this one, they did add that we have to have a work plan in place with projects for each grade cycle. And currently, we are working with the schools to increase the immunization rates. I can't disclose any of those numbers just because the populations in certain schools are very small. But the goal is to have our immunization rates greater than 95% for those. Do you guys have any questions with that one? It's pretty simple with just the salaries.
Okay, I would entertain a motion to approve contract attachment number 34, Immunization Action Plan, IAP, between KDHE and Coffee County Health Department dated July 1, 2026.
Second.
Barton moved, Avondross seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Passes 5-0. Or anybody opposed? Passes 5-0.
And then I did have a question about our sliding fee schedules, and we do have some for various services that we offer in the health department. How often would you guys like for me to present those to you, and how in-depth would you like that information?
Good question.
And let you guys think on it, and then I can come back whenever.
Do you have a recommendation?
Yes, I do, actually. Once a year, whenever I do my grant applications, I recommend, if you guys.
Twice a year.
I trust your
Once a
skills.
year.
I hope you
Yes,
are,
yes.
I do not want to.
Yeah.
No,
Like I said, I trust your skills, so
Yeah.
that's what I'm
Okay.
gonna go with.
I have them broke down with, like lab services, our family planning services, and then also our MCH, and they all are required to be reported to the state of Kansas as well. So I can bring those up sometime
That'd
and
be fine.
show them all to you guys.
I was going through the fire department budget there, and I see that they had a line item for taking hepatitis shots.
Uh-huh.
Is there any way that we can work somewhere we could do that here?
Yes,
Through your
absolutely.
office, and can you do the titers on it?
Yes, so we do have standing orders to do the hepatitis B titers,
Right.
and you're just wanting the hepatitis B?
Well, just sort of, maybe we could save their department some money, if we could do it in-house and do the cost or whatever, instead of having to go to the health clinic or the hospital.
Yes, so we don't run insurance for our lab services, but we do have the labs drawn at cost, so we don't mark up our lab services. So, for example, if you get like your complete blood count drawn, it's just $5 plus a $10 draw fee.
Could you reach out to like the fire department and to, if there's anything with, say, the sheriff's department on any of that stuff and offer those to them? Or you could give those to their individuals that need the hepatitis shots or whatever, and save them a little bit.
And who's the contact for fire?
Would be Randall.
Randall, okay. Alrighty, yep, I can reach out to them for sure. And then we do have the hepatitis B and A vaccine as well. And then if we don't have, if someone is requesting a vaccine that we typically don't carry on hand, we can always order. It just usually takes a couple plus days.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you. Have a good day, guys.
Yeah, you too. Ready for a break? Yep. Okay, we'll take a 10-minute break. Be back at 10:31. Okay, it's 10:31. We're back in session. I'll go ahead and do a round table. We're missing a member.
He's good.
Okay. Well, wait a second. We're back.
Okay. I thought I had enough time, sorry. Just want to make sure. Still 10:31.
We're barely. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and do roundtable real quick before we get into our budget stuff. Wade, you have some updates for us or anything?
Per your direction, met with Cameron Roth. I was hoping to have a proposed agreement to present to you today, but I don't. I should have it by next week. So, just kind of keep that in mind, and you might want to be looking at dates on the calendar by next week to figure out when you'd want to have a potential public hearing on that particular property. The actual auction itself, if that's what you decide to do, if you recall in the past what's been done, usually the Thursday before is when that's done, and then you have the public hearing the next meeting. For transparency purposes, there's been discussion about a reserve in the past. I think the recommendation on the way to go with that is to not have a reserve. It just is, when presented to the board, it will be subject to your approval, and if it meets that threshold when it's presented to you, then you can move forward. But that's no different than any other real estate contract where somebody puts in an offer, you're selling a house, you get to either accept or reject it, and that's where this particular agreement, hopefully, what the recommendation will be for you. So, outside of that, I hope to have that by next week. Associated with that same property, I don't know what the answer is. I don't want there to be any sticker shock, but there may be a water bill that will surprise everybody for that property. And the only reason I'm mentioning that is a representative of Rural 3 mentioned that they were checking meters here recently, and that the figures for that property are unusually high. And that's,
Do we have a leak out there or somebody stealing water?
I don't know. I don't know what the answer is.
Yeah, I was gonna say, when they say unusually high, I wonder what numbers what they.
Very high. I don't remember. Mike was there when we were told that it's been taken care of now, but I don't have all the details. I just want to give you a heads up.
Okay.
Outside of that, for today, that's all I have.
Okay. Todd?
I don't have anything at this time. Need some more information on some things.
Wait, I do not either.
Mike?
I don't believe I got anything either. I need to talk to, gather a few of them details. Steve?
I don't.
I don't think I have anything at this time. Angie?
Okay, one thing I have is, last week you guys approved the, transient guest tax resolution, and it went around somewhere and it like disappeared. So I just need y'all to sign it again, so we've got to send it off to Lancaster State or something. And then, last thing, before we get into budgets, is I have the Lake Region Solid Waste Authority,
Their request?
yeah, their request is already in the books, which is $5,000, and they need this signed and sent back. I don't know that you've ever not paid your dues for that with the Lake Region Solid Waste Authority. I think that has to do with, either something with Todd or Ryan, I'm not sure which, but anyway, I don't know if you're okay to go ahead and sign that, or,
But this is a yearly agreement, is that?
yeah, it's their budget, we pay
That's what I do from my information.
our dues to belong to that.
What is that out?
So there's 6 counties, they added Shawnee County to this, a year or two ago.
I think it was 2 years ago.
Yeah, and so, and we always sign and send it back, and she's requesting we get it sent back right away, so. See what she said in the email.
So this is for the overall region,
Yeah.
this budget?
Yes.
We just pay our 5,
Okay.
so,
That each region, or each.
yeah.
See who I gotta give it to.
So, do I need,
You just need to sign it.
please, so we don't lose it again?
Oh.
Yeah, thank you, that'd be great.
We need to.
Maybe it's under here, I don't know.
I mean, if you don't wanna do it yet, I can ask her if she can hold on.
Do we need a motion
No.
for it?
It's already a done deal.
It's
I
already
think.
gonna be in the, yeah.
Okay, as long as everybody's okay with me signing, I guess.
Because this is something that we do every year, so.
Yeah.
Isn't that right?
I send it to you.
Okay, please. I got a text message from Trump, I don't need yours.
Okay. And that's all I need.
Wade, did we, or Angie, did we get anything from Garrett? I think last week he was wanting, an extension, wanting us to approve a letter for an extension of bids or whatever on that project of 243.
There was an email, I know I responded to it, and my recommendation was to wait so that it could be brought before the board and then it'd be a motion.
Didn't he just call you the suit from Toledo Waverly?
He never did talk to me.
He was acting like he was wanting to see if we'd loan a substantial amount of money to him over this, because of cost overruns, and I told him he needed to come through before the.
Did we do
We loaned him, I think, 10, but now we're talking. We got budget overruns with that, and I don't know what the situation was.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like the letter they wanted us to sign was to gain a little bit more time so they can figure out how the funding's going to come together. The bid came in high, is my understanding, and then their match, if I understand right, when they had storm repairs, it kind of cut into their storm match. That was unexpected.
They're wanting to get it done, so, where they could be using it.
But officially, whatever they want done, no, he hasn't talked to me yet, but I know the letter, they were wanting that to, for grant purposes, I guess. And it doesn't cost us anything, it's just.
Yeah.
Going back, seeing if I can find the email.
June 30th.
Yeah. Yeah, the letter's in there. Did you get that letter in?
Yeah, it's in there. I didn't know, it didn't look like we were gonna do it today.
We can run it out and
Right now.
get a motion. We could sign it if everybody's agreed, and
I'll print it out.
it would be basically giving me direction to sign it.
It's requesting a 60-day extension.
Of the contract, construction contract execution.
And that's for the, daycare at,
Yes, in the medical office.
Right.
That to rebid it.
Yeah, that's what I was getting
Okay, so I just got a message from Garrett. He said, the Department of Commerce has just sent the approval of our scope of work. Could we get the commissioners to condor that?
That's for last week, wasn't it?
They've got it just now.
Scope of work on the airport road. He was gonna request something from the state over that $274,000
Yeah, that's when we didn't lose it or.
See what we need to do there.
Right.
Is that what that's in regards to versus?
I'm asking if we have what we need to have a motion to.
It is.
Yeah.
And I think the major part was they had to have a fire suppression system in it, and then they talked about having a safe room in it, but then somebody told me they went through the legalities of it. They don't have to have a safe room. So I don't know where they're at with it. It just seems like it's a massive amount of money.
What does?
Yeah.
Maybe
I
someone,
mean, I wanna see them get it done,
Yeah.
I just,
maybe someone needs to come explain it to us.
Well, but I'm not sure
Basically,
who.
approving TF and kilo change order and scope of work change from commercial.
Well, someone drew up a set of prints, obviously, and put it out for a bid, so.
yeah.
So,
Gravity Works is the project architect, it says, whoever that is,
Yeah.
I was gonna say that would be the engineering firm,
the
or
architectural
the
firm.
architectural firm.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any engineering that was thrown in there or not. Todd, is this go, is the school district doing this?
Yeah, that was all brought in when Mr. Randolph was there, because it was part of, gonna be tied in with the CHIPS. When the building came up for sale, they bought it, thinking that it would work out. Well, now there's a great interest in daycare. They
Oh,
do,
yeah, it's,
they do have, early childhood classes at the school. This was gonna be able to expand into that facility and have more students.
Well, it's like anything else, it'll be full as soon as it's open.
Yeah,
Such a
and
demand.
that's what Dustin was basically talking to me about, that they're ready to enroll, and they were hoping to be able to use it come August.
Fall, or, yeah.
so it says here the county received 2 bids for the project. Did we receive them? or
I
did
think
they-
we're,
It's a school district.
Angie can say, we're supporting them with that grant, we're taking care of the, kind of, the money of
The
it, so
sponsor of the
we,
grant.
yes, so that's probably why they said the county.
Similar to what we have done with other grants.
CDBG
We're
grant.
we're the,
We just support that.
Yeah.
yeah.
We're not out anything financially other than the money we loan.
Right.
They were, putting up the match for the grants.
Right.
Right.
So,
We need to,
we need a motion or whatever
we need to do
for
this.
this letter.
I'm printing it on letterhead, so you'll have it.
So this building already existed, though, didn't it?
Yeah.
It's the old medical arts building.
Yeah.
It's just like a 3/4 of a block from the high school.
That was, my memory was it was a pretty good building.
It is.
Well, like this letter says, maybe there's stuff they can delete that's gonna bring that cost down.
But if they get those all, like, they're trying to make it clear and then have those alternatives,
Yeah.
or alternates, I guess. And, think it's some better bids, hopefully they can.
Yeah.
One of the engineer guys that I use, they just, over at my office, and I bring bid on this. He said he backed out of it, he said, the details of the bid are so vague, he said he didn't feel safe bidding the job, so.
That might be part of the problem, possibly.
Yeah, there was a lot of uncertainties according to him about.
I think it was pretty good.
Time today.
So maybe it's not so much that stuff needs deleted, just clarify.
Certified. And maybe that's why the bids are so high, just because they're trying to cover.
Well, it's a prevailing wage job too.
Right. Yeah.
There was a transition period with leadership in the district at that time.
That's right, it
So,
was.
and then we had a new superintendent coming in. I mean, it may have got messed up through the transition.
Oh, exactly, because when this was started, the superintendent that was there was undertaking this, and then the transition came after
Right.
that,
So,
so.
yeah, there's probably quite a bit of miscommunication.
Jeez. Watching me, quit watching me, you're making me nervous.
I'm watching you, I'm watching the screen. All those other four are watching you.
Yeah.
That screen's dancing around a lot.
Okay, let me try that. Letter. Okay, here's the link.
Okay.
Guess Wade's probably okay with this. Does the date need to be changed to July 6th, or we leave it June 30th?
Let me message him.
Well, the problem is you don't know what companies that are putting out and doing stuff anymore either. It's,
They're busy anyhow, aren't they?
yeah, I mean, that's, so I was thinking we
So
might
the ones that do
include
bid it,
the date of the letter in that motion.
Yeah.
they're gonna get something off of it, is the problem.
I'll put that for the moment. I would be okay to change it to today, so July.
Okay, so we're good with that motion.
in the basement.
I'll fix
No.
the letter.
Well, let me see, not that I know of, but I think it's on a slab. Well, would it have to be if they were thinking about putting a safer in it?
Probably slab. You would have to be on the slab.
Yeah.
Okay, so I would entertain a motion to authorize and direct the chairman to sign the CDBG Coffee County Early Childhood Development Center, parentheses, Lebo USD 243, number 25-PF-001, bid time extension request letter dated July 6, 2026, to the Kansas Department of Commerce Community Development Block Grant Division.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second that.
Parker moved.
McCurry seconded.
Do we have any discussion? Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Passes 5-0.
Okay, so now I'm getting other stuff, you're right.
The scope of work thing. Things to sign, I'm just waiting on that. Let's do this.
I see there's something attached, but I don't see anything attached. So, yeah, like I said, I think just a scope of work change order letter to meet plan scope change, cost change, and reason why requesting the change. Here's a scope of change order, attached to the change order.
What'd you say? I said, if he pulls out another big stack, I'm walking out. Yes, sir. I'm done, that's it. Okay.
It's not that time of year.
It really flew by.
I'm afraid that's what it's gonna do to me, though.
Just got one other stuff.
That's interesting, you never see that one too often.
Oh, yeah, probably not, nothing like, what's that, 4 minutes, okay, all good. Cheaper than human kind at least.
We just use that again on the water slot, and then get it all taken care of.
They're due
Next year.
next Friday, and then be open on the 13th. I think it should be 9:05 on the agenda next week. You also have the,
Then we have the road union.
That's 11, right?
yeah, we'll head that way at 11.
Tom,
Be cheaper than the others.
What was that on?
No. Yeah, right, yeah.
like it ought to be a pleasant day for a road viewing next Monday.
Hot.
Well,
No, it should-
on its way to 92
Yeah.
degrees, but
No, it'll be.
not a lot of wind.
No,
Hopefully, no rain.
yeah.
Okay, just sending it right for right now.
Okay.
Everything from here on is that one.
Yes, that one there is the last one.
I can't remember what about. It was notable.
Not there yet.
Will they travel?
We just need to find out.
But just send it back and tell them it's been forwarded.
Well, no,
And take care of it, Ryan, call them.
we just need to make, I don't know what that's issue is.
Todd's got a running total,
Uh,
Todd's got a running total of it. Toys for trucks, and 300 in what?
do I?
Toys for trucks. Interesting, and the troubleshooting ones. Every year, before.
Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
What'd they buy?
Strobe light. Amber white strobe lights.
600 a day.
I think there were more than, yeah, I take it there were more than one.
Yeah. About 2 of them.
Yeah.
Well, apparently they got a store in Olathe, right off Sandy Hook. It doesn't do it. We'll see, send it back, you wouldn't pay that as an deposit. Couple months ago. Doesn't take that long. It's a bunch of asphalt. Uh-uh.
Take one.
Yeah, take one, pass it down.
That's
That's for the general,
Okay,
which I think that's on the front.
right, right,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, while we're waiting on that change order info. Probably need to review the budgets that were just submitted. Blade, do you still have your budget to submit?
I turned it in.
Okay.
You should have them.
Yes, in there, Mark. He's got it back here on the second page. Oh, it is.
She has the sheets.
Okay,
She made copies of them.
I just don't have them on the, okay.
Have you already covered janitorial and maintenance previously?
Nope, we never had it, I don't think.
Should be in there.
Maybe we did. Which tab is that? 44?
Okay, which one are you on?
Well, I'm just gonna look over his, but we're looking at janitorial maintenance.
Okay, I've got to hand, I didn't get two of you. Did I give you janitorial maintenance? You have it?
What number
Got
is
that.
it?
44.
44. It's in here.
Yours is there?
Mine, janitorial is.
Did I miss one of y'all at all? I had,
I got janitorial.
okay,
I
okay,
didn't have county attorney.
okay, I got county attorney here.
I don't have one for 44.
You don't? Okay, 44, janitorial maintenance, here you go. None of you have county attorney or county counselor, because I didn't get those in your books just yet.
So basically, janitorial maintenance, everything's the same except just a $5,000 increase for commodities.
Can probably back off on personnel services because you could probably go from 250 to 225, 220. We had some more senior staff transition out and retire, so some of the people who are there are lower in the steps.
So you're saying go ahead and go to 225?
I think you probably should, and that wouldn't hurt anything. I mean, if you look at 25 actual,
Two pages with it.
So that's on the,
So that would take the total request, $350, which is,
Janitorial. It's tab 44.
That would come out, that would come out of personnel services, is that line?
Yep. Back it off.
25?
Sergeant Kitchen.
Okay, no. Alright.
He's saying on the personal services line, reduce it from 250 to 225. And they'll take the total budget request, they'll take it to 350, which is 20,000 less than last, or this year.
Okay.
How much more can I make it, 225? Yeah. So 370?
350.
Yes.
375. Oh, 375.
Yeah, okay, 350,000. Yeah.
Right.
Which last year was 370, so it's 20,000 less than last year.
And some of those numbers, if you look at commodities, the request was for 35,000, the actual was 37. So some of that's a moving target depending on what your needs are. Contractual ended up being less, so it all balances out at the end.
Did you pass out their copies?
Yes.
Okay.
So, everybody okay with that janitorial maintenance? Then,
Number 8.
yeah, good, number 8, that's county attorney. Put mine in there. So, basically the total budget increased by 24,200.
And commodities, if you look, that was 35 last year, just under 3,000 was spent. I like to have a buffer that I can back off on that one and go to 10.
Change commodities to 10, you think?
I mean,
Well,
Do you wanna go from 22 down to 10?
but what was your, on commodities last year, Wade, what was your actual?
30. Well,
Was that the,
the 2774.
The 2025 actual is $2,774.
Right.
oh, I'm sorry.
I always keep wanting to look at 26.
Yeah, I was
versus a
too.
year we're in.
So if you look at the contractual, that one is going up. There are several things for my office that have gone up. And although we're at 23, that requested number kind of balances that out. For example, some of the legal research software, I've been operating on a dinosaur version, and I couldn't do that anymore. So I utilize that across the board, and those costs, unfortunately, went up.
Okay, so we're reducing commodities from 22,000 to 10,000, right? Capital outlay's okay at 15?
I mean, we could do 10 on that one too, trying to be a good steward.
Okay, so drop that 5. Contractuals, I mean, that went up a little bit. Of course, it went up a little bit last year too.
Yeah, contractual is the one I don't feel like I have the ability to
Wiggle room.
adjust.
Yeah.
But the other two, and that,
So they got
17,000 total.
Yeah, that brings the total increase to $7,200 over last year, according to my figures. Of course, the big increase is personal services. Got that 300,000, so. That increase there is offset by those other decreases, so it's only a $7,200 increase. So are we good there then? So take it down to.
I got 355.
Yeah, darn it.
355.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's that?
355,000 total.
Yeah. That's what I wrote down.
And then minus last year was an increase of $7,200 this year.
Okay. So then we'll get there. We go to county councilor, which is number 10. I get a increase of $20,363. And that is basically solely due to personal services. And there's a slight decrease in contractual. Yeah.
That's kind of hit or miss if you look at the budget and actual for 25.
Yeah.
There were some services that ate that up.
Yeah. Right, so even though it's an increase from last year, it's actually a decrease from the previous year.
That's correct.
So, everybody good with that? And he said on the RC&D Lake Region, that was 5,000. Okay, tourism.
It is not on that page, it's gonna be on the certification page. And the auditor usually fills that number in,
On the tourism? Okay.
because it's based on the guest tax received and all that, so she'll pull that number in.
That reminds me, last week, the resolution on the transient guest tax, I never did receive that for publication.
Well, I have it sent to you right now,
And I think there's a
because we had to re-sign it.
there's a RFP, right?
Yeah, did Jenny not send that to you? Okay.
I don't think so. Okay, I believe that accounts for all the budgets. I hope.
I think we went through everything else.
So now,
Do you wanna finish these up for Garrett?
oh, yeah, thanks, I forgot about that.
I have the original for you to sign here, when you guys are done. So, they're in order. Oh, here, be careful, hold on. Okay, so, take one and pass it on there.
Change order, change
That's the whole
order.
thing, the whole package there. Change order, right behind it is the,
Okay. So there's plenty.
well, I made
1, 2, 3, 4,
six copies.
5, 6.
Employees.
I think we're good.
Yep.
Take one and pass it down. And there's
So just,
yeah, one. They're all crisscrossed, so just grab that and pass it down. Change order number 10.
okay.
There's part of that in 4K.
Do I?
part of it in 4-point type there.
So our original question, as far as the grant funds, I mean, it doesn't affect that at all.
Oh, really?
What?
It does not.
I guess not. But he did say that it does not affect it, right?
That's what he said.
Okay. Are you okay with that?
I missed the original conversation, but, so the 750 from the original CDBG is, the county still gets to benefit from that, and then anything over that, the county is paying. Is that,
Do you wanna get him on the phone?
Sure. Might want to just double check, make sure.
I mean, might as well ask him, 'cause I don't.
I mean, originally the goal was it was, under,
Okay.
the original bid was under, so 500,000, we'll throw that number out there. The remainder was gonna have to be returned, and that's what turned into the second part of that.
Expanded it.
Right. So, if you still get to use the 750.
Hello, this is Garrett.
Hi Garrett, this is Angie Christian with the commission. I'm gonna turn you over to Mark here, and they've got a few questions for you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Good morning, Garrett.
Good morning, everyone.
Hey, we're looking at the change order number 10 right now, and I think one of our main questions is kind of like what we talked about last week, is the grant funds. I mean, this does not touch any of the grant funds, right?
Yes, it does, well, no, it does not, I guess you would say.
Yeah. Yeah, so we can approve this change order, and we're just saving some costs on the project, and it does not eat into the grant funds.
It does not, I think we got it right there over the line, and the Department of Commerce has been amenable to our request and interested in support of this project.
Okay, that sounds good. Commissioners, do we, any other questions?
You want to ask him about this one, with the 243?
The Leo project? Oh, we do, we're okay with this change order 10. And then we have a question, I guess, concerning the 243 project. What specifically do you want to know on that? Sorry.
Where we're at with that?
Yeah, where are we at on the 243, on the community development? Well, just the project, last week we talked about there was a bid overrun, and we just approved signing that letter requesting the extension, the bid extension. But where do we stand? I have not talked to the superintendent, so, and the commission as a whole, we would like to know kind of where we're standing on that.
So we opened bids, we had 2 competitive bids, and one that was obviously lower, but we're about $167,000 over the bid, or over the project budget. And the superintendent of schools and their representation, I guess we would say, are sort of suggesting that we reject all of the bids and remove or add alternates to the bids to see if we can get a bit more competitive or in line with the project budget.
Okay, so we signed this bid extension. What kind of a timeline will we be looking at now on that project?
Well, I think now we'd ask for another 60 days for the Department of Commerce to give us to rebid the project, add some alternatives to it, alternates that would hopefully get us on budget.
Okay, so the next step is getting Department of Commerce approval, correct?
Yeah, I know we're doing a lot of this, but it's customary.
Okay. Any other questions from commissioners?
I think that covered for now. That's what we can do now.
Yeah, I think we're good now, for now anyway. So,
Well, thank you very much for your work, everybody.
okay, appreciate you answering some questions.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, have a good day. Okay, so we're good with this motion. Okay, I would entertain a motion to authorize and direct the chairman to sign a scope of work for Kilo Final Change Order number 10 to the Kansas Department of Commerce Community Development Block Grant Division for a decrease of $274,000 in the airport project. The decrease would be a quantity deduction that would result from reducing the thickness of the asphalt roadway from 6 inches to 4 inches.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Moved. Thompson seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Passes 5-0. So then we have a final pay application. Okay. Yeah, okay. So I'd entertain a motion to authorize and direct the chairman to sign the Kilo final pay application number 7 in the amount of $126,898.48 for the airport project.
So moved.
Second. Roth moved, Parker second.
Where are those funds coming from? Are we taking it from community improvement? Well, I need to look that up, because we probably want to put that in there.
put a contingency on your opinion that contract being here? I don't think they will keep it there for once.
Sorry. Trying to look real quick. I didn't know about that before. You want to sign these? I had to draw lines for you, they didn't put lines for you to sign on the other ones.
Considering the source. Drag it down to 18 from 75. That's only 2 months. It does.
Coming out of Johnson?
I'll hold, wait, find out what fund to take that out of.
Probably should add that to the motion, so records can find it.
Oh, I know, I'll go look at the. So it was out of community improvement fund.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know why it didn't show up though. Double check on this one. Yep, community improvement fund.
Okay, that'll be taken from the community improvement fund. Everybody's okay with that?
Yeah. Adding that to the motion.
Okay. Any other discussion on this? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? It passes 5-0. Okay, now we're ready to look at more budget stuff. These are all just preliminary figures, right?
Yeah, so, you want me to explain what this is?
Yeah, you
Okay.
might do that.
So this packet that I handed out to you is the workbook in Excel that prepares the budget that the auditors use. So they send me the file, and I import your preliminary numbers, your draft numbers. These aren't concrete. And this is just to give you an idea of where you're at the moment. So that first page shows you what the estimated mill rate is, based on the numbers that we've input. This is everything that's been given to us from all departments and agents, outside agencies. So then you can go and you can look You can either take your book home with you, you can sit here and make decisions now if you wanna cut numbers or cut things out to lower that down. And so the second page would be your, summary page of all your departments. And then the third page would be the start of your departments, showing your personal services, your contractual commodities, capital outlay. And then that goes through, and this is just the general fund on these. The first page is the, covers all.
Complete.
Yeah, all agencies and departments. But I just printed that one off for the moment until, so you can kind of see where you're at. And then if you want to start making any changes, we can go through and.
Well, these are the expenditures for general fund, but where are we at on, the evaluation and everything? I mean,
Okay, so, she gave me. She's already input that, I believe, when she sent this to me, so.
and she's input other non-tax funds and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So,
I'm trying to find if there, I can see where she's put it. And then she'll be here next week too, so you guys will go over things with her, but this is just to give you an idea of where you're at right now. And if you want, I mean, I could email you the spreadsheet here that I have. It's in Excel. There's several pages at the bottom, or sheets, that you could look at it if you would like that.
I would like to.
And then you can compare. You can take it home and check the numbers I've entered. You can do whatever you want. So I'll just share that with all of you.
The valuation, you did assess valuation increased, right?
Yes.
I mean, I know we saw the utilities, but I never saw the overall.
So this estimated mill rate, is that it taking in, encompassing everything you're talking about there?
That's what I'm understanding.
That includes the increases in the evaluation.
But I haven't seen them, so I was trying to.
Let me, let's see.
Because I'm guessing one mill ought to be getting close to $700,000.
I would think, oh.
You're going 8 mills
Well, and.
from an each.
It's like 52.7 for revenue neutral, the way it is right now. Last year's mill levy was 54.
54,672.
So, like, she's got the 2026 total amount of revenue from property tax levy would be $36,946,769. That's in this workbook.
Would you say 7,160?
Uh-huh. And I'm not sure, I can't find where she's input that information, but we had to send her everything.
That was from this year.
Oh, it is, you're right. Okay.
That's this year's
Yeah,
2026.
that dollar figure I gave you was yes.
at 36, 946, 769, that was this year's.
Estimated value of one mill is $700,826 for
Say that
2027.
again, Angie.
$700,826 is the estimated value of 1 mill.
That doesn't get finalized until, what, November 1, or?
Yeah. So I've emailed you this workbook, so you guys can look it over too. One of the things, you know, we could cut back on if you want, so on capital outlay, line item capital outlay, I think last week I told you I would raise that back up to 1.25, and we could lower that back down to, well, actually I did lower it down to 750,000. So there's things you'll have to think about too, if you wanna do this. In the-
Yeah, what is the context?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure why she's coming up. There we go.
What is the context?
So you have your capital outlay plan, or I'm sorry,
Wish list.
capital improvement plan that you only have really funded for 3 years. It's not even funded for 5.
Can we get a copy of that again?
Yeah.
That's, I'm sure I have it,
Can't let that get too low, can we?
No.
And if you have your, I don't know if I got a new fund sheet printed off for you yet on this money.
essentially what we're looking at is trying to shave off $4 million. To put it to, what, rate, to get it between R&R and last week, or last year's mill levy. So they're gonna, around 53. And that's including, because when we talked a little bit in here the other day about the property valuation, Wolf Creek went up, we thought that would be what, $3 million, but that's including that also.
Yeah, we've sent her status test and all that, so.
I think it's last year, 1 mil was worth about, $676,000, and now we're just over 700,000 for each mill. It'd be nice to try to figure out how to fund the capital improvement plan in the good years rather than be forced to do something in the bad year.
Did you find anything?
Yes, so the same mill is 780,000.
700,000.
$700,826.
Four digits between my commas. Business name. Make this deal work if we could just move the digit over in one spot. I think it'll work that way.
How much, you gotta come up with, what, 4 million? Percent,
Yep.
4 million. looking at getting it in those budgets. I think we're looking at stuff like community improvement and those other big tickets. Which, yeah, like I say, need to get an updated.
What's yours, April?
Yeah.
That's mine.
Let's see. Right.
They will, they're busy right at the moment, so I think she'll get it as soon as possible. I think that one's through what, April?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been getting any ones for the. Put them back down.
Radios are a killer. So capital improvement plan is basically funded a little bit into 2029.
And then I don't know, what's your, equipment reserve fund look like?
Well, as of April, 3.9 million. We haven't spent anything out of the
No.
whole year.
So you could probably, like at the end of this year, when you transfer funds, you could probably try to focus on anything there is to transfer, especially to that capital improvement. However, you've got some out of community improvement. So, I don't know what it looks like now either.
So does the treasurer's office, do they actually do
Yeah.
this? Okay.
They're gonna get it here. I've already asked them for it, so.
That's something you can email it also?
Yeah.
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 So the infrastructure grants that we do and everything, is that?
Yeah, they're on the back page here. It looks for cities and, I think it's like the last, near the last page. Cities infrastructure, right there.
Okay.
And I didn't see what was the Parks and Rec. Is that in there?
You say she's gonna be here Monday, is
She'll be here Monday, yeah. Oh, I don't have Parks and Rec in there, 225, I need to put that on.
Well, we're going out.
One thing I could take off, another thought, is, of course, I don't know what that salary study is gonna look like, but you guys have, in the past, or the commission has in the past, I shouldn't say you guys, because not all of you've been here, but had me put 600,000 in for wage increase. And that is on page.
But the budgets reflected that, I thought, individual budgets.
Well, so in previous years, we did used to budget like 3%, allow for 3% budget increase and then 3.5% for salaries. But the previous commission said to take that off, to not use that part for their budget, just do the 3%, and then they would put the wage increase in a separate line item.
So like if salaries for an individual changes during the year is what you're talking, what that money would be for.
Well, so instead of departments actually budgeting for the wage increase, you guys were just saying put 600,000 in a different department, because the commission didn't want departments building up their personal services line. Does that make sense?
Yeah. But that's where it's
But
budgeted
they
in
did,
this year,
yes.
correct?
Yeah.
With the personal.
Right, so then
So-
that would free up that amount.
So you could take out the 600,000.
So I think in all departments, or dang near all of them, there's a 3% built in, I
Right.
believe,
Yeah.
in the personal services.
So that would, so we could do away with that.
I mean, you can, but, so like, if you have, so if cost of living is, say, 3%, that 3% is covered from that budget. If everyone takes steps, then they may or may not have enough in their budget.
But then why'd they increase their budgets on the personnel in their, each one of them's budget?
Okay, so the memo we sent out, that Mark signed,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna tell you what it
Call
said.
goes away then.
I'm just gonna read to you what it said here.
Call this number.
And then call Steve after that, he's next in line.
Maybe. Maybe not. Okay. So the memo said to allow 3.5% for your 2027 salary budget, including longevity pay. That's what the memo says.
I'm sorry, what percent?
3.5%.
3.5.
But they used to allow a 3% increase on budget for increases in product, pricing, because everything goes up every year.
Inflation.
Yeah. But we aren't doing that now, we're just doing the 3.5%.
Well, when you look at just the general fund, it is very flat compared to last year.
It is.
So everything, the increases we're looking at in expenditures are in the special funds.
And so on printing those off,
definitely have to look at the numbers and see what's plugged in, I guess.
I haven't ever handed this out to you guys before, and I might have just confused the process even more by doing so, but, you know, it might be best to just wait until Emily's here next week and
I think that's what we need to do.
work with her on,
Yeah.
But I do want to look.
no, I'm sending, you've already got it.
Okay, all
Make
right.
sure, check and see that you got it in your email.
Sure. Nope.
No, I don't.
Did not get it.
You didn't? Okay, I'll try again. There's the outside, that's the general agency fund. And she may not have put in all the numbers, I don't know, I can't find it.
I don't think we're off that much. I mean,
Yeah, 'cause I mean, we're lower dollar-wise.
We are, the budgets are coming in really,
Yeah.
everything I was looking at, I mean, the general fund is very flat, hardly any increase at all.
What we talked about last week, so a lot of department cuts, but then we're having to find $1 million.
Yeah, and I think
because our departments,
Something's wrong.
something's not
I
adding
feel
up.
like the numbers are wrong because the departments overall
And,
have
yeah,
really done a great job as
Yeah.
far as holding their budgets.
so maybe we've got an inversion of numbers or something. Somewhere,
That could
somehow.
be. And like you said, she may not have all the numbers.
She may not have them in, I don't know, I can't find them in the spreadsheet, so it's possible.
I don't think we're gonna be in some bad shape as what we're seeing right now.
That wasn't what I've been thinking the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's,
Although, it'd be good for us to look and really understand the numbers, I guess, before she gets here next week.
Well, and it'll give you time to look through and say, well, let's cut that, or let's not, you know,
Or this would be a
or let's put
possible
this back
area.
on, or something like that, so. Can you see you got it?
got it.
Good.
Yeah, got it.
Now, at the very, when you open that file at the very bottom, there's a ton of sheets. So, you'll just have to click through each one.
And then maybe we'll, I think on my iPad it'll be a little easier to get open. I mean, to,
Right. And then I'll send you your updated fund cash sheet
okay,
as soon as I get that.
and that'll be through June, is that correct?
Should be,
I mean,
if they plug the numbers in.
Right, right.
Okay, so next week we will be meeting with the auditor first thing in the morning, and we might have a few other miscellaneous items. 11 o'clock is the road viewing, and then we'll have the hearing at 1, is that correct, on the road hearing?
We need to have, transportation figured out. It will be the board and the 3 road viewers who will be the parties who will participate and make decisions at 1 o'clock.
Do we need to know anything ahead of time, or review anything ahead of time, or?
I think what you're going to review is out at the scene, the county surveyor, he'll be out there, I've coordinated with him, so
Have you invited the landowners out there?
they were sent certified mailings with the letter, the notice,
And return receipt.
and a map. And I've already, made contact with the petitioner who indicated that either they will be there or a representative who lives local. I don't know. It'd be
truthful.
Yeah. So, as far as I'm aware, all the legalities to get it before the board and the road viewers has been accomplished. Now it's going out and viewing it and making your decision.
Okay. Anything else? I guess we will adjourn at 12:11.